All right, welcome and good evening, you guys. Tonight is a really special class. This is all about her. Sometimes we have different topics and different things, and we are going to dig into some hormone benefits and also some different things that you can do for, um, cleansing. And of course, we've got some really great new promotions. If you guys are watching the replay, everything that we're talking about tonight, if it's offered as a special promotion, is April of 2025. So first off, I want to just say, if you'll go ahead and keep yourself muted during class, we'll have a time at the end where we can share testimonials, we can ask questions. I am going to do my best to watch some of those questions, but at the end, if you have anything, we'll just go ahead and after we stop the recording, we can go over those things. Now, every Tuesday night, we meet here on the same Zoom classroom where we have different classes that help to empower you and teach you and help you to learn what to do with what you already have. One of the things that I run into often is sometimes we'll have people who will say, oh, I've got this and this and this, but I don't have what I need. And so whenever I have the opportunity to get something for free or turn in my points, I always do so for things that I've heard about in classes and things. All right, you guys. So tonight, like I said, it's going to be all about her. Now, you guys, when we're talking about her, this can be for you, it can be for your family, your friends, your daughter, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's somebody that is just struggling with a lot of different things, and maybe they don't even understand why. Now, one thing that recently Dr. Oscathorpe said from the stage is doTERRA is not a fragrance company. And I think that there's a really good point to knowing that we're not trying to, create perfumes. We're not trying to, do all these different things. Our standard of essential oils and the quality of our essential oils are different than anything else that's on the market. Now, I know that that is probably you're going, oh, yeah, sure. If you guys have been around doTERRA for very long, you can understand that. And you'll know that there are certain things that when I'm, going apples to apples, oils to oils, one of the funny ones is recently I had somebody say, oh, yeah, I just, I have heard all about lavender and what to do with it. And I just went down to Walmart and I bought a bottle of lavender. It said 100% pure on the bottle. You guys, I mean, so in order for it to be labeled 100% pure, it only has to have 6% pure oil in the bottle. And then my biggest question to you is what quality is that bottle? So tonight, as we're talking about different things like household cleaning products, or maybe it's perfumes and candles and our makeup and hair dyes and all the different things, and some of the things that it can cause stress on our bodies, is I want you to consider, like a bottle of Pledge. A bottle of Pledge at the grocery store may say contains lemon essential oil. Well, I want you to just to think for yourself. It's like, how much lemon essential oil do you think is in that bottle of Pledge? And at that, it's like, is that the essential oil that you want to use to take internally to get rid of toxins and chemicals and things that are built up in your cells? Or, when you have a sore throat, or to help with elevating or regulating your blood pressure? I don't think so. So here we're going to just kind of discuss a few things, and then we're going to do deeper dives into what are some of the supports that you can use for yourself in replacing some of these things. So first of all, let's identify what are toxins. Like, where do you find them? I've already mentioned a few. It's like, everything from air fresheners, the things that you plug in. By the way, I was at a class this last weekend, and one of the gals there said that she had just read a study, and I can't remember who it was from. I'm going to need to ask her, but she said that by those little things that you melt in burners in your house from a lot of different companies, those little wax melts have more chemicals and are more toxic than breathing and smelling diesel fuel. It's like, what? And this is a study, that they're now giving us more and more of these studies and what's actually in the things. So I want you to just look at what are some of the causes that can be led to by having some of these toxic chemicals and synthetic fragrances in our homes. Now, I know for myself, there was a time long, long ago when I would burn all kinds of candles. And my job at my house as a mom was to make sure that my sheets smelled good and that the carpet smelled good. And when people walked in, it was just like this big, burst of scent. Little did I know that I was also experiencing really bad head aches. And to the point where I would get this, pain in my head, and it would put me down in bed for sometimes up to 2 days. I was also having a lot of different mood swings. I was always cranky and ornery during certain times of the month, and my body would hurt. And as a matter of fact, today, if I go to the grocery store and I walk down the aisle that has all of the cleaners, or maybe it's just, pesticides and fertilizers and things like that at the Home Depot or something, my body physically starts to hurt. And so I know that there's something that it's going, okay, this is not good for us. And not to mention, I had debilitating allergies that would put me in bed for a couple of weeks every month. And how many of you guys know somebody who experiences any of the things that are on the right-hand side? And yet we don't know, and most people are not educated on the harm of some of these things that we have around our households. Now, just looking at this chart, it's really something that wakens my mind when I'm going, how many people are dealing with fertility problems? Or how about breathing issues? One of the things with making the claim that we are not a fragrance company is that there's more harm that you can have at risk from breathing in a synthetic or chemically altered scent than actually ingesting it through your mouth, because our mouth has ways to be able to limit those things. And yet our bodies, in our sense of smell, it doesn't have a way to block it. So look here, you can see that asthma is linked to a lot of different chemicals that you can find in your household cleaners. And then this is the really shocking one too, is 232 toxic chemicals were found in the umbilical cords from a newborn baby. And think of the only way that they're getting exposed to it would be through, food or smell or being around some of those things. So I want you to just also think of that the choices that we're making today, or the experiences that or our body symptoms that we're exposed to now. Some of us may have loved ones that, might be losing their mind, or their thoughts. They can't think thoughts without having it lost. I come from a family where as we get older, we forget a lot of things. And one of the things I'm most excited about with doTERRA is being able to get away from that and not have that be the sentence. But some of the choices that we're making today, or some of the things that we're experiencing, were things that we chose like 20 or 30 years ago. So as we are making choices going forward now, I want you to think of, is this better for me? Is this healthier for me? As I get more aware and I know better, I can do better. And so maybe it is just being able to get rid of some of the things in our household. So after I learned about doTERRA and the toxic chemicals of perfumes and things. You guys, it's been years since I've worn a perfume besides something that was made from pure, essential oils. I also have taken every household cleaner, including my laundry stuff. Everything we clean, the windows, the toilets, the floors, everything is made with non-toxic, pure and natural products. And I love that because it's really been a game changer for us. It's, I don't have those that tension in my head anymore. I do experience allergies sometimes, but nothing like I used to. And so I'm super grateful. Okay, so as we're looking at some more of these things, so what do we do? How can we take and reduce toxic exposure and be able to have things that are we're able to use on a regular basis? So on this study here, it shows a basket full of cleaning products. And one of the things that I think was a good benefit from during the last few years is we've become very leery of who's watching our back. Like, who's allowing certain things to be in bottles in our households that show that they're not bad for us? And yet there are so many, 84,000 different chemicals are used in household items. And there's nobody really watching it to make sure that it's safe for us. And so the other thing that I always kind of chuckle at a little bit is when somebody goes, "Oh, I know, but is the essential oil safe?" And I'm like, "Okay, let me go to your cleaning closet and we'll talk about safety and what's causing harm in your everyday life." All right. You guys, now we're going to come up with some of the solutions. So you guys, it just happens to be that Citrus Bloom is a limited time essential oil. It is available while supplies last in April, and we can also save 10%. Why am I bringing this up? Because you guys, with this product, I love that it is a really great blend of citrus oils and floral oils. What we know about that is it's very comforting. It helps us to feel nurtured, supported, taken care of. Citrus oils also help with brightening things up, maybe a little bit of invigoration. And when I first opened this bottle, I cracked it open and I remember smelling it thinking, oh, it's like walking into a flower shop. And I absolutely fell in love with it. So this is one that has a bunch of different oils in it. And I love it because you can use it as a massage oil. One of the things that I do is I make a all-purpose cleaner that I spray and I use all over my house. I have probably 4 32-ounce spray bottles that I keep made all the time. And what's great about it is I use On Guard in there. I use Purify Lemon. I also use the concentrated cleaner, but this time of year when the windows are closed up and I'm really wanting it to be spring, I'll put a little bit of Citrus Bloom in with that. And so when I'm spraying the countertops or cleaning up the kitchen or the mess and everything, my house smells so amazing. And there's all kinds of really great benefits for it. So you can make this into a perfume. One of the perfume recipes that I love is Whisper. How many of you guys are familiar with Whisper? It is the women's blend. It actually has essential oils in it that help to calm your mood, especially if there's any kind of hormonal disruptions happening. It's got oils that are just very soothing, very calming to your hormones and to your mood. And then you'll add a little bit of citrus bloom to that, and it just adds that little bit of brightness that really makes it smell amazing. You can also put this in bath, or you can just diffuse it. So I know it's April 1st and this is the worst joke ever, but we've had snow all day. When I left my house this morning, we had about 4 inches of snow. And last week I was wearing shorts. So it's just like, what the heck has just happened? And as I can hear the birds chirping and the little flowers are poking their heads up, I really want to have that scent. And so Citrus Bloom has been a perfect answer for that, is being able to have that really great citrus smell. Plus, who doesn't want to be able to just surround themselves with flowers right now? I love it. Like I love fresh flowers. Okay. Now I also want to talk about another product that is for limited time only. And when we're talking about women and taking care of yourselves, the way you treat yourself today, you guys, determines the years and years from now. And so what's great about this, and you guys, I don't want to leave men out of this. My husband, one of his favorite essential oils is jasmine. And of course, he loves rose. Did you know that 1 drop of our essential oil, our rose oil, can affect over 50 people in a room? That is such an amazing thing, is how potent it is and how high the vibration is. And that's why a lot of brides back in the day, whether they'll carry roses in their bouquet, is because no matter who's around that scent and that smell, they're able to, it'll affect the mood. And so when you have gatherings, sometimes people don't get along and it can really change your outlook on what's happening. So you guys, for a limited time, Moringa Hydrosol Mist, and we also have Moringa Nourishing Serum. How many of you guys, if you've had this one, will you tell me in the chat what it is that you love most about it? Last year when this was available, I bought 4 sets because I use it every single day. As a matter of fact, I was just traveling to Winnemucca last weekend, and I took both of these so that they could try them and smell them. And the print on my mist has worn off because I pick it up and after I get my makeup on and my hair is all ready, I take this and I mist it and I walk through it and there's nothing like that beautiful aroma of rose to give you that ultimate love for yourself and self-care. So as you guys can see on the screen, there are so many different ways that you can use it. And anybody could use it, right? So this would be a great gift for any female in your life. With Mother's Day right around the corner, it'd be really great to be able to give to your sisters, your daughters, maybe your coworkers. And what I love about both of these products is it's super hydrating. It's very nourishing, not only to your soul and your spirit, but also to your skin. So, and it's suitable for all skin types. If you guys have had it, this is one that I will also add to my face serum it's super awesome. And I love that you can, okay, so let's dive into this just a little bit better. So it's very light scented. It's a really intense process to be able to get the rose hydrosol mist. What they do is once they distill all of the essential oil, there's a liquid that comes off of it. And then what they need to do with that liquid is very gently, because if they disturb it in any way, it'll lose its potency and its fragrance. And so they take a glass tube and they get that layer of liquid off the top, and that's where the hydrosol comes from. Now, what we know about rose oil is that it is really hard to get. It takes a lot of rose petals to be able to come up with it. So I love that doTERRA will give this to us as a promotion. Now you're limited to 4 bottles of each one of these. So I'm going to talk about Rose just for another second on the emotional benefit. Is if you know somebody who just, maybe they've gone through a really difficult time. Maybe they've gone through loss, and that could be loss of a person, the loss of a job, just, loss of a relationship of any kind. Rose is one of those highest vibrating essential oils that helps to give you that divine love and hug. And anyhow, if you guys have not had this yet, I would really recommend getting your hands on it. It's probably one of those products that's going to sell out. Most of the people that I know are going to get their 4 bottles. We are limited to 4 at a time at this point. Okay, so now we're talking about our bodies and detoxing and cleansing, and how do we get some of those things that we might be exposed to out of our bodies. So I want to remind you guys of lemon. Lemon is such a great essential oil for cleansing our cells. What's great about this is our cells need to be revitalized. They need to be cleansed. They need to make sure that there isn't a bunch of stuff gunking them up. And so it's really great to be able to put a drop or 2 of lemon. Now, of course, you can use other essential oils, but lemon happens to be one of my favorites because it's just so citrusy and fresh and awesome. So it's also adds focus. And did you guys know that when you're using lemon essential oil, it has a benefit of being able to regulate a heart? So whether it's to increase it or decrease it, the number of beats, lemon is really great at just having it go steady. And then with the benefits of being able to detox and cleanse, because it cuts down on gunk and grime and sticky stuff. And that's why you'll find it in most of the cleaning products when you walk down the cleaning aisle, although we are not really trusting the quality of lemon essential oil that might be in there. Now, on the right-hand side, I also want to bring to your attention a breast detox blend. So you guys, this is a really great thing to do. About once, I would say once or twice a month would be very beneficial. Is just take 1 or 2 drops of each one of these. You can mix it with an unscented lotion or coconut oil. And each one of them has its own benefits in being able to support the tissue around, like underneath your armpits, around your breast, and being able to just really nourish and make sure that your cells are getting what they need. And we know pink pepper for being, a lot of times I talk about it as being the breast tissue essential oil, and then of course frankincense. One thing that I've started doing is I'll take this blend and I'll put it on, and then I take the frankincense stick and apply it over the top of it. You guys, how many of you guys have been using your frankincense stick and really loving it? This last week, I did something really fun. Is I had listened to a webinar where they talked about DDR prime and how it was benefiting eyes. And so she said, oh yeah, and we just put it straight, drop right on underneath our eyes and around our eyes to help with vision and different things. And so I normally have a routine where I clean my face and I put my serum on. And then I thought, oh, and I've been just touching the top of the bottle of DDR prime and I've just been putting it around my eyes. Well, I got in a hurry the other day and I went straight to the DDR prime, put it under my eyes, and then I put the eye patches on, right? Oh yeah, not a good idea. Burned my eyes, burned the skin underneath my eyes. And so I could feel it kind of burning and I thought, oh, it's okay. It's just doing its job. And then, yeah, no, I had little burn marks. And so then I quickly put the frankincense stick on the top. You guys, it soothed it. And in 2 days, you couldn't tell anything had even happened. So I'm just saying that even though I study essential oils, I teach essential oils, and I can still sometimes get in a hurry and not use them right. So it's always really important to make sure we're following directions. Okay. When we're talking about women and hormones and giving us a monthly support, this one is called Clary Calm. This is one that I nicknamed a long time ago, the bitch stick. You guys, I don't care if somebody is 7 years old, 37 years old, or 87 years old. This blend of essential oils is perfect for everyone at every age. I love it because it helps with balancing hormones. It can help with pre-menopause, post-menopause, PMS. I have a friend who every month, about 3 days, she would spend curled up in a ball in the corner because she would get cramps so bad. And so what we had her start doing is putting Clary Calm on her wrists, on the inside of her elbows, and then around her ankles, and then across her lower abdomen. And she would wear this every single day like perfume. Not only did her husband love the way that it smelled, but over time, like within a month or so, those cramps that she was experiencing for years had gone away. And they didn't come back. And she continued to wear Clary Calm. Another blend that she loved to do, she would put Whisper and Clary Calm on at the same time. And if you guys look at the right-hand side, or on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see that it has clary sage, it has lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile. I mean, this whole list of essential oils that help with all the symptoms that women experience. And so I've also recommended it to a few guys. Because with the foods and the different things that we are eating these days, men have the same type of hormone issues and upset and disturbance. And so, it really is for anyone. And at some point, I wish that they would take the name and just leave it Clary Calm, and take women off of it because everybody can use this. Now, I want to also bring your attention to thyroid support, the roller bottle blend. This is an amazing blend that was made by Maria Snyder. And if you guys who follow her, she's written an entire book on women and how we can support ourselves. And so this blend is in a 10 ml roller bottle, and you can see above each one of the bottles how many drops go in there. Now, recently, I was on a call a couple weeks ago where we were listening to one of the chief financial officers for doTERRA, and he was sharing a story where he had gone to the doctor, and he eats super healthy, exercises really all the time, and you really couldn't change anything about his health, but yet he was having a disruption in his thyroid. And so the doctor said, we're going to need to put you on some medication. And he said, you know what, give me a chance, let me see what I can do, and then I'll check back in a month or two. So he had talked and heard, people around the office talking about it, but then he went on to social media and saw a recipe for a thyroid support. And I'll put the recipe for this in the chat underneath the recording. And it's really similar to this, but it also has basil, marjoram, and it's just equal parts. And so I made this, I've been using this one for a really long time, never been put on a medication. And recently I switched to the other one just to see if I could see a difference. And one of the things that I've noticed is I have more energy. Like I just have that get up and go, whereas there's times when I feel like, gosh, I'm just so tired and worn down. And so you guys if you find something that's working kind of, be open to what else could I change about it, or how could I shift it a little bit to get it even better. And that's what we're here for. And this is what these classes are for. And, our goal here, like always, is if we can help prevent somebody from getting onto a medication that they'll be on for life. I mean, what are the side effects? What are the things that their body's going to go through? And one thing I know about thyroid is that it changes depending on how busy you are or how relaxed you are. So if you're at a job where you are really, really busy and you're, really active, your thyroid's going to act a certain way. And then if you change jobs and then get, like the weather changes and it starts snowing in the middle of April, and then you aren't as active, your thyroid will actually change and elevate and adjust. And so we do need to keep checking it and keep an eye on it. And that's one reason that I do love going to the doctor for a checkup, is just tell me where I'm at and then I can adjust it. We've seen more and more women around us be able to get off, or at least really lower their doses of medication just by supplementing and putting and using this blend twice a day. And where would you apply it? You would apply it on your throat. You can also go on the inside of your ankles, which is a great reflex point for your hormones, and then on the inside of your elbow also. All right, so we have to talk about sleep. You guys, the better sleep we get, it helps with the way our cells showed up. It helps with our regeneration of new cells. It helps us with the quality of sleep, helps us to change the way that our bodies are aging. It helps with our cortisol level, and all the way down into the way our skin is. All is determined by our sleep. So on this part, we're talking about nourish her. How many hours of sleep are you guys getting? And I know that it's going to be different for everyone here on the call, but it's like, I mean, 7 to 8 hours of sleep would be typical and really good. And then when you are falling asleep, are you waking up rested? Like, do you toss and turn, or do you feel like when you wake up, you're still exhausted going, oh my gosh, what happened? I didn't get enough sleep. And so I want you guys to just think about what are some of the things that you can do to up your sleep game. Now, lavender happens to be free this month. And I love that when we are getting our using our rewards and we're getting free points for every time we buy something, there's also an opportunity for us to get a free product. Lavender is it. You guys, lavender is the #1 essential oil worldwide. People use it for so many things, everything. And you can see right here. Here's just 10 ways. And I have a book that has 100 different ways to use lavender. And I don't think you could, I think there's probably even more when you really look at it. But being able to, calm the skin. I know a lot of times people will just breathe it in, like drop it in your hands, breathe it in, and you can just feel your body just go, just calming down. I love that it has, you can use our lavender in cooking and flavoring things. Recently, we have a new lip balm, and we have one that is vanilla lavender, and the other one is just plain lavender and mint. And both of them are amazing. And when you get it on your lips, especially if you've been outside or they're, in the wind and the weather is changing, lips are getting a little dry, a really great way to use this. But tonight, you guys, we're going to really kind of focus on lavender and sleep. I love to put it in my bath water. I love to put it in my diffuser. Now, one thing to know about lavender is a little is good, a lot is too much. We've had moms come in and go, okay, it'll help calm my child down. So instead of using 1 or 2 drops, they're like 5 or 6. And it can actually have the opposite effect. and actually give energy. So I want to remind you guys always what we teach with doTERRA is less, more often. Now I want to kind of go over to the sleep system for just a second because what we know about sleep is the Serenity Sleep System has been a game changer for so many people. It is intended to use all three parts. And I think it's like 6 weeks and $69 can give you like 6 more years to your life, because when you're getting better sleep, your body's able to perform longer. So we have capsules, which are a completely different blend of essential oils than the Serenity oil. I love that with the capsules, they have put tart cherry in there, and it has been a really great thing. So I love taking Serenity gel caps. If I have a really hectic, busy day, or if I'm really, wound up for some reason, I'll take one of those capsules during the day, or if I'm getting ready to go to a meeting or something, just to help calm my body from the inside out. Now, the Serenity oil is one that I have used since I started with doTERRA. It's a daily for me. I use it in my diffuser every single night. I love to put it in a lot of my blends that I wear for personal perfumes. And then the Serenity stick. This one has valerian root in it, and I use it also to calm my skin. So if I were to get some kind of a bug bite or something like that, or a burn of some kind, I could put that right on top of it, and it just helps to calm and nourish everything that's around it. I love that it's super simple. So before I go to bed at night, of course, I've got my diffuser going, and I take one or two Serenity sleep capsules, and then I also will take that Serenity stick and I'll put it across my chest. I put it on my wrist right here because I sleep like this, and so then I can sit and smell that as I go to bed at night. And another really great tip, you guys, is Serenity Sleep Stick and Deep Blue Stick together. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And they work really well together, and they smell great. Okay, so now we talked a lot about, we can replace some of the perfumes and different things like that. We can use citrus oils in our water. We can start to really detox from the inside out. But now I want to just really quickly go over two different systems that we have, cleanse and restore. So this is when and I recommend this once every quarter, it's like going in for a full-on car change, filter change, oil change, your spark plug change, and really make sure that everything in our body is working even better. So we have two options now with our VMG. You can see this, take a picture of it. Regardless of which one you're using, I'm going to give you a daily protocol in just a minute. Okay, so here is a 30-day schedule using these products. You'll see that the only thing that changes is at the end. There's a couple of things that we add into it. The last, let's see, 20 to 30 days. So the last 10 days of this cleanse. Okay, but and we've had years and years and years of really great results. This targets all of our organs, different parts of our body. One thing I can tell you is when most of you guys know, when I got started with doTERRA, I was dealing with debilitating allergies. And one of the things that I did to get jump started in a new lifestyle, it was to do a 30-day cleanse. So I did the 30-day cleanse exactly the way it said, and I went 5 days off of it, and then I did it again. And I did that 3 times in a row, and my allergies have never been like they were before. Like, I've not ever had those debilitating allergies since then. So if you have something that you're dealing with and it seems chronic, then I would recommend doing this a little bit more often. Now, this cleanse has done really good for us for years and years and years, but wait, we've got something better. We've got something new, you guys. So this one is a 90-day reset. And anytime I'm working with someone, I always recommend, give me 90 days. Like, you can't use lemon oil one time in your water and expect to have a full cleanse and have a healthy, happy liver and heart, right? But if we give it some time and we have some consistency, it's going to give us a much better result. So we're talking about the 90-day reset is the first month, just like this time of year. I don't know where you guys live, but where we live, it's like, okay, everything has frozen and died, and now it's time to take care of the soil. start to dig things up and kind of turn the soil over and make sure that it's got all of the pathways, everything is open. And so we're going to do the same thing with our bodies. So we're going to say, use these products as directed. And it'll help to increase your energy. It'll help to clear those pathways and get us the proper nutrition to get a good start. So you'll see that this is our foundational wellness bundle, which is the VMG, the Omega, and Restore, which is our probiotic. And then we're using the Zendocrine complex. Mito 2 Max is another really great one. And the more we're learning about Mito 2 Max, is it's way more than just energy, right? It helps with our brain clarity. It helps with our stamina. It helps with our function and just how our heart works. And so this is really great. So then month 2, you'll see that it changes quite a bit. And I do have step-by-step instructions for both of these that I will also put in the comments underneath this recording. And you'll find it in our YouTube channel. You'll also be able to find it in Good Vibes. So then now we're going to go a little bit deeper and we're going to get into the root of some of the things that have been stuck. And this is where the lemon oil, the Zendocrine soft gels come in, the GX Assist. These are those deep cleansers that go into like our deeper organs, and get rid of stuff. And in a lot of cases, you guys, it might wake things up a little bit. And then in our last 30 days, we're going back into just a regular protocol. We're going to introduce our award-winning collagen, 9 different collagens in there, really, really good. If you want to reverse the way that you feel, so where you're feeling better for a lot longer, this is a game changer for so many people. You'll also notice that tangerine has been added to this, and this would be more of a daily thing. And you guys can kind of adjust your protocols according to what your body needs. Okay, so now I want to just kind of jump over really quick and we're going to, whoops, uh-oh. Can you guys still see my slide? Hmm? Can you still see my slide, Bobby? Yeah, okay,
Yes, we
okay.
can, Hayley.
Okay. I don't know where it went for me, but anywho, oh, you know what I think I did? Changed my view. All right. And I still can't see it. Well, this is fun. I can't see the view, but I think you guys can. Okay. Gosh, and I was on a roll. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we have the liver detox protocol. And you guys, this one is completely different. So if you have, I'm going to just throw out there, if you or someone you know has dealt with a lot of fear, anger, a lot of those emotions that are just really, gosh, somebody was really mean to me, treated me really bad. Those are all emotional things that affect our liver. And liver detoxing can also come from, gosh, I've been overexposed to a lot of different chemicals. I've been exposed to working at work. Maybe you've got cleaning products that are really toxic. And so these would be really great times to use this liver detox. And the reason I put this on here is because it's a little bit more intense. It uses copaiba, celery seed oil, the Zendocrine, and so make sure you guys get a picture of this. Okay, now I wanted to take just a minute and talk to you about the difference between our Zendocrines. A lot of times people are like, okay, wait, it says Zendocrine, what is the difference? So the one on the right-hand side is a detoxification complex. You guys, this one is more, it's like an herbal remedy with essential oils and different things that help to work more like a supplement to benefit all of our filter organs. So everything from our liver, our skin, our lungs, our heart, all of those different things to help them function properly. And then when you look at the Zendocrine on the left-hand side, you'll see a little 15 ml bottle that has 250 drops in it. And then in the capsules is the same essential oil. This oil blend is meant to really get in there and help. It's like the little scrub brush that is getting rid of all the things that are in our organs or around our cells that are causing our bodies to be sluggish or to not work the best way possible. So essential oil versus more of a supplement that is like just a healthy supplement for our organs. So I hope you guys can understand the difference between the two. Now, as far as the essential oil goes, some people will take the capsule because we're working on the inside out. Plus, it has a very strong taste. Before they had capsules, I remember I used to put it in under my tongue and it was pretty hard to swallow. Now, what I love it for in the oil is if I have some kind of unhappy skin area, maybe it's a blemish, maybe it's skin irritation of some kind. A lot of times I'll just take that, I'll put my finger on the top of the bottle and put it straight on the unhappy area, and it really helps to pull out all of those toxins and things. Okay, a little bit more, you guys. This is another one that's really great to take a picture of. So if you have liver, again, a lot of times people are like, okay, how can I have a healthy, happy liver? What can I do to support it? So this would be 8 drops over your liver, and you can apply it topically. If you find that your skin is unhappy with that, just add a carrier oil like castor oil would be a really great one. You could use our fractionated coconut oil. You could also, castor oil packs are something that a lot of people are using right now. So this would be something where you could put the castor oil on the pack. You could put the Zendocrine directly onto your skin and then put the pack over the top of it. Then we also have oils that help with a healthy progesterone levels. This is why, again, when you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you all these different things, then you can kind of come up with your own protocols and try them. In some cases, maybe you won't get the results that you're wanting, or the doctor's going, no, I'm sorry, you just have to do this. Well, consistency is key. And for all of these things. And so some tips that I want you guys to remember is the more consistent you are with your daily routine, the better results you're going to get. People who are experiencing Alzheimer's or, heart disease or, diabetes or some of these other things, it didn't start with today's choices. It didn't start with, oh gosh, I had a bagel for breakfast, and so now I've got this disruption. No, it started years ago. And so what do we get to do? We get to be proactive. We get to be very considerate on what it is that we're putting on in our bodies and around our bodies. If you're going to compare apples to apples, like when people say, what about your VMG? What is different? Why is it different? Well, gosh, you guys, just the bioavailability and the bioactive, where it's available for our bodies to be able to utilize and absorb for up to 8 hours. That's a big deal. So some of these things are going to be making changes in the results that we're getting, next year, 10 years, or even 20 years down the road. Being able to get rid of toxins and chemicals that are in our bodies. And first we're starting with, the cleaning products. Maybe it's the, shampoo and conditioner. Have you looked up the toxic problems that come up from dryer sheets? I mean, if you really start to research some of these things, you'll be absolutely amazed at the damage that it's doing to us. And so then it's like, drink more water, increase your sleep. We've given you guys, how to be happier, how to, surround yourself with love. And even if life is handing you something that is really difficult, gosh, get that rose oil out and just spray yourself with it. Remind yourself on a regular basis that you are worthy, you are capable, and you deserve it. You deserve to be able to have that love and, being able to get outside. Now, if it's snowing outside, take a warm coat, but, soon the sun will come out and the weather will get better. Get more movement. Okay, you guys, it's April, April 1st. We've had some pretty fun posts that we've been putting up today, like coffee essential oil. Wouldn't that be great? Or the VMG in a roller bottle. I love the part where it talks about put it on your chickens, and people were on the phone trying to order it, which I love. I love our team and I love our community because we're always wanting to make better choices. So you guys, 10% off Citrus Bloom the entire month. free lavender. So anytime you have your rewards order that is $125 and ships before the 15th, or if you buy a wellness bundle any time of the month that's at least 100, you're going to get that free product. Melama is something we didn't dive into that much because we had enough to talk about, but it is also available for a limited time. And then, of course, the Rose Duet. You guys, if you have not gotten this yet, treat yourself, treat your friends, treat people to it. I promise you will absolutely fall in love with it. And then we do have people who are doing a promotion. They have partnered with doTERRA and they are doing Silver Club. So if you know someone who is ready to get started, we can help them take advantage of getting some really good free things. Make sure you reach out to us. Reach out to the person who invited you here and let's find out who is doing Silver Club so we can get you those that free code. All right. So this one, you guys take a snapshot. We talk about this all the time. I can't imagine ordering my products any other way. I don't have, there's not a grocery store, there's not a movie theater, there's not a restaurant that gives us back like doTERRA gives back to us. You can earn anywhere from 10 to 30% back on every time you purchase. And I love it. I love that they invest in us because we're investing in us. You also can get a free product of the month. If your order ships on or before the 15th and it's at least 125, or anytime you buy a foundational wellness kit. The first time you order rewards, so many times people are like, oh, I'm not, all the things. But if you guys do that first time order of at least 100 PV, or you invite your friends to learn how, then they get this free gift on the right side top of the page. It's a really great way. It's like going to Costco and getting all the samples before you buy so that you know exactly what you're getting. And then, of course, doTERRA wants to say thanks for investing in yourself and investing in your wellness. So when the first time that somebody purchases the foundational wellness starter, so any of those kits that are shown on the bottom of the screen, then they give us a glass shaker bottle. You guys, this is a really nice shaker bottle. It has a little thing in it that shakes it up. I throw my Advantage and my VMG in there with some water, and I shake it up really good and drink it first thing in the morning. And it really does set the tone for my entire day. And then you also get a 5 ml of peppermint oil, which is always been one of my favorites. You guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you take a picture of the QR code, you can open that QR code and it'll take you to a document that has all of the different links for what we have to offer. Everything from our newsletter to our YouTube channel to being able to join our Facebook pages and everything else. If you want to stay connected and receive a reminder, right before our class starts every Tuesday night, text class reminders to the phone number 534-429-5392. I also want to remind you guys that these recordings are up in our Good Vibes social media page, or you can also find us at YouTube. And our YouTube channel is at Hayley B Essentials 4277. And we've got a bunch of recordings up there already. And then we're getting ready to have a VIP access only with a code where we're going to be putting some more things up there for you guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop my share. Oh, next week, it's always a treat. Sarah Collins teaches this class. It's Healthy Babies, Kids, and Pets. You won't want to miss it. If you know somebody who, runs a daycare, is a grandma, is around little kids, school teachers, all of the things, or loves their four-legged friends, this class is for you. Same time, same place. Okay, so we're getting ready, you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with all of the things in class tonight. I feel like I was tongue twisted quite a few times, but I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to say goodbye to all of those who joined us or are listening to the recording, and we're going to stay on for everybody else that has questions. And so that's another really great reason to join us live. So, all right, I'm going to stop this.